Travel back in time 15 years to the mountains with lush green forests in the northwest of Glacé Kingdom with a peaceful and cool atmosphere of the countryside. Nu lives with her mother in a small house. His father died early. Nu is a good child, always helps her mother with housework, loves and takes care of her seriously ill mother. Day after day, the 12-year-old boy still shouldered the family's chores. While taking care of his mother, the mother once again told him something important. Nu always remembers her mother's advice. Herding goats on the mountain cannot go more than a stone's throw. The peaceful life of mother and son in the small house and garden did not last long before disaster and tragedy appeared once again. One day, Nu brought out soup to invite her mother to dinner. As soon as Nu finished inviting her mother to eat with love, she witnessed her mother collapse. He suddenly passed away right before his eyes. The boy ran to his mother, crying and screaming. Suppress the pain. Nu alone took care of her mother's funeral. He buried his mother next to his father's grave in the garden. Since then he lived alone, growing up day by trying to work to maintain life. One evening with dim candlelight illuminating the lonely little house, after dinner, he took an old book from the shelf, turning the pages of the book, bringing back memories of the past. The story of the adventurers is still there, but his parents are no longer with him. Listening to her father's story, little Nu also had a dream of becoming a real adventurer in her childish soul. When he reread the adventure story that his father often told him before going to bed, he whispered, "Turning over the old pages and my mother's last words, at least live the way you want." Nu decided to go to the city to fulfill his adventurer dream. The young man from the countryside came to city and was quickly overwhelmed by the bustling scene here. While watching the bustling streets, Nu did not forget her main purpose of coming here. Nu went straight to the association. Through words of the guild leader, Nu learned about the Class Training School. Class Training School is a place that specializes in training professional adventurers for the nation's military. Determination burned in his innocent eyes. Nu was determined to go that school to learn skills. Nu trained his mind diligently and determinedly for months at the sword school. However, Nu still could not succeed in transforming his sword. Seeing this, the coach lost patience and told him to stop and wanted him to leave because maybe another training school would discover his talent. Those words made Nu very disappointed, but also motivated Nu to move forward. Nu transferred to another training school with the thought that if he couldn't hold a sword, he would be shield for his teammates. But everything repeated, the same thing happened again. The result of his days of hard work was only a cold word from his instructor. The trainer said again, "I acknowledge your efforts, but you only learned physical enhancement. If you continue to force yourself like this, you will lose your life one day." And Nu left for a hunter training school. He had no talent for using tools that required such desperate dexterity. Life and reality slapped him painfully for the third time. This story continued and repeated itself many times. Nu failed many times at the thief school, from magician to monk. When he returned the first place, the guild master was surprised to find that Nu had not learned any decent skills. He tried all the short 3-month training courses at the school and only learned the most basic skill in every field. Although he sympathized with him, the boss said that with such a disastrous situation, he could not register him as an adventurer. On the way back to the familiar mountains, Nu said in disappointment, "I have no talent at all. I thought you would give up after so many failures." However, his great determination remained intact, never wavering. Nu practiced hard every day. After a year then 3 years of practicing day and night, he made great progress but still had not learned any new skills. 10 years later, the 12-year-old boy has now become a healthy young man with a large physique. Once again, Nu returned to the city, continuing to old place to register as an adventurer, to pursue his lifelong dream. Things have changed over the years. The old association had a young female employee in charge of reception work to help the association's elders. When the new employee was about to say that Nu couldn't register after seeing his great profile with so many basic skills, the old man from years ago stepped out. At first, Uncle Ho did not recognize him because he was now an adult, but when did, he was happy. When talking with Mr. Back Nu, I learned more about adventurers, that adventurers are classified from high to low. From the highest rank is S to the lowest rank E. With that many skills, Nu still couldn't reach the lowest rank because E was for adventurers with 2 or more skills, but Nu didn't have that. Dream of making